What's going on, everybody? Josh Callaway here with Sooners Illustrated, joined alongside by James Jackson, wrapping up day one of Big 12 Media Days at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Oklahoma has to wait another day. They're not until tomorrow, but that didn't stop them from being a hot topic today. They came up very many times throughout the evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it, here in Arlington. Starting right away with Brett Yormark, commissioner of the Big 12, talked about this final year with OU and Texas going to be a celebration of what those teams have done for the conference. Kind of interesting stuff, James, from Commissioner Yormark about, Oklahoma and Texas, their final year in the Big 12.
Kind of walking on that tightrope of not trying to disrespect the two schools that are leaving, but also want to acknowledge that they've done a lot for this conference and everything that's going forward. And they talked about the Heisman winners. OU had 4 of them. Texas had 1 of those, and everything that they've done with the conference and everything that OU's done in Texas. It's a pretty big day and really good day out here.
Yeah, Steve Sarkisian talked about, somebody asked him, is it going to be awkward, this last year? And he said, not for us. And I think Oklahoma will probably take a similar stance tomorrow when Brent Venables gets his chance, hop there on the podium. But kind of a weird feel, right? Because, we've known the move was coming for a while now, but to know that this actually is the final time for Oklahoma, Texas, bit of a different vibe. Now, of course, with that, it's been talked about to death. It was talked about again today, the death and the end of Bedlam. So Mike Gundy, always outspoken in general, but especially about this topic in particular, just completely blamed Oklahoma. He's done it before, but today was even more brazen. Said the Bedlam game is ending because OU's going to the SEC. Point blank. That's his stance, his take on it. Mike Gundy was a bit on one today.
Yeah, he was a character, and I think he was one of the most exciting press conferences that we had. Yeah. Obviously, Mike Gundy is typical for that, so I liked what I saw out of him today. And he, like you said, he put it all in Oklahoma. And OU played on a conference schedule. Now that they can't play conference games, it's typically hard to do that. So he put it all on them, and it's pretty much their fault at this point, is what he said.
Yeah, that's a stance. He's been very consistent with that. The reality is it's somewhere in the middle. He's not wrong. Oklahoma, it is ending because Oklahoma's moved to the SEC, but it also could continue if the schools would be willing to work together, which Oklahoma State has just shown no willingness to do that. Somebody even asked Mike Gundy, non-conference opponent maybe? No. Just straight up no. So that doesn't look to be happening anytime soon. Day one, we had 7 teams go today, we'll have the other 7 tomorrow, but of these day one, who stuck out to you? Who won the day? Who won the press conferences today?
I really liked Baylor and what they have accomplished over the last couple of years. TCU obviously going first, and with a great season that they had going all the way to the conference, the national championship. Out of all of it, man, I gotta say Mike Gundy was the most exciting for me to see. This is my first time out here, so it was very fun to see him and pretty much be unapologetic about what he was saying out there. And as a team, you can't go wrong. Kansas seemed to have a lot of hype going into this, and people seem to like Kansas and what they've done. So got a lot of good options to go off of. What do you think from yourself?
Yeah, I'll go with the new guy, Kalani Sitake from BYU. He brought it up. Dana Holgorsen, obviously, with Houston, he'd been here many times. So West Virginia, he's no stranger to Big 12 Media Days. But Kalani Sitake, BYU was an independent. So he made the joke about it to start. I've never even been at a media days before. His quarterback, Keaton Slovis, had been at way more media days than him. So shout out Kalani Sitake. That BYU program is really interesting. It's going to be fascinating to see how they go, in the years ahead, now being a Power 5. And, of course, Oklahoma goes there to Provo in late November. Look forward to that trip. That's going to be a fun one whenever it does come. All right, so that's it for us. We'll be back tomorrow. Oklahoma will be here. Brent Venables will kick things off for the Sooners at about noon tomorrow, give or take a little bit there. Then the players will get a chance to speak. Dylan Gabriel, Drake Stoops, Danny Stutzman, Jonah Laulu, all will be here tomorrow. So we're going to have a ton for you on the Sooners Illustrated Oklahoma 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. Of course, Oklahoma.247sports.com. Both James and Tom Green have been producing some great stories today. Colin Kenny's got the recruiting info as well. Lots there for you, and a whole lot more coming tomorrow for day 2 of Big 12 Media Days back here in Arlington.